Is inflation hitting you pretty hard these days? I think we're all feeling it at the grocery store and as we're buying our everyday essentials, as rent prices, gas prices are going up. It's getting harder to buy what we used to buy for the same amount of money. Today we're going to look at 15 different ways that we can save money for ourselves and our families. So let's talk about it. What's up, ladies? Welcome to Her Journey with God. I'm Sarah, and I hope you've been enjoying the series on Esther. It's been a really fun Bible study for me so far. Today, we're just taking a quick break, and we're going to look at 15 different ways that we can save some money as inflation is rising and we're finding it more difficult to buy what we used to buy for the same amount of money. So here's 15 tips that I have been putting into practice, both as a single woman in the past and now as a married woman and mom. I think these tips will help you as well. Now, why would we want to save money? The first reason is it's less stress. We have financial peace when we aren't overextending ourselves, spending more than we actually make in income. And so it's really good for us to put into practice living within our means. And one way we can do that is through budgeting. Here's 15 different ways that we can make our money work for us more efficiently. The first is to use towels instead of paper towels. After I got married, I pretty much refused to buy paper towels because we were going through them so quickly. I really wanted to find ways to just use towels that were reusable rather than buying paper products that you use once and throw away and have to buy again. Investing in good towels that are reusable will save money over time. You can look for cute towels online, or you can check your local thrift stores or discount stores. I also love to use fabric napkins rather than disposable paper napkins. They're reusable. You just throw them in with your regular load of laundry to wash them. The next tip is using reusable menstrual pads. This may not be for everyone, but I have found that reusable menstrual pads save so much money. They're comfortable, they're washable, rather than buying disposable products that you throw away and have to buy again. Investing in good reusable menstrual pads has been really effective for me. They're really cute. They come in all different types of patterns. My mom actually made these for me. There's tons of different companies out there that make these, and you can make them yourself or you can buy them online, and I have really loved them. Another practical way to save money is to limit your fast food and restaurant experiences to whatever you can afford, which may be once a month, maybe once a week, whatever it is for you. Finding ways to limit restaurant purchases. This also includes DoorDash or Grubhub or any food that you might order online, and to cook at home, to pack your own meals, whether it's to your workplace or finding fun and unique ways to do picnics rather than restaurant experiences. When I'm cooking at home, it costs an average of $3 or less per meal compared to $15 at a restaurant or even $30 through Grubhub. Also, if you're married or dating, consider sharing a meal with your boyfriend or your spouse. My husband and I will often share meals at a restaurant, such as ordering a nice pasta dish, and we'll have it split into 2 plates. It's going to save a ton of money in the long run. Also, making coffee at home. If you're used to buying $5 to $7 lattes out every day or every week, this one might be kind of difficult, but you can actually buy a good quality coffee and use a French press or a coffee maker, and you can have even better quality coffee at home for cheaper than what you can get at a coffee shop. You can try all different varieties of roasts of coffee beans. You can grind it yourself with a coffee grinder. My family and I use a French press at our house. It has been the best way that we've found to make coffee. I also used to use a pour over method, which is really good. But there's also reusable cartridges for Keurigs where you can put your own coffee grounds in and brew it just like a Keurig machine would. Prior to COVID, I used to go out for coffee quite a bit to get out of the house since I did freelance work at home. And yet during COVID, I learned that really I could live with coffee that I made at home. If you go on Pinterest, you'll find that there are so many fun recipes that you can make at home. Another one is using coupons for groceries. I know that that sounds old and granny-like, but I have used it for years, especially digital coupons. I often don't take coupons with me to the store. I don't really clip coupons, although I know that there are extreme couponers out there who know how to work that system. I've never really learned how to do extreme couponing, but what I have found is that often digital coupons through various grocery stores are really effective ways to find good deals on the products that you buy all the time. And that leads me into the next tip, which is to buy in bulk when things are on sale. When you have a good coupon or when there's a good sale on items that you buy all the time, buy it in bulk before you need it, and so that you have it in your cabinet when you need it, such as shampoo or toothpaste. Whenever I have really good coupons for it, I'll buy multiples. Even though I may not use it up for maybe 4 months from now, I love to buy it ahead of time so that I have it when I need it, so that I can be looking for the next coupons before I even need it again. We sometimes end up with, let's say, 4 or 5 jars of mayonnaise in the pantry, but I find it an effective way to save money. And then if you buy extra, let's say produce, and you can't use it on time, whether it's tomatoes that are about to go bad, rather than wasting them and throwing them out, try and catch it before they go bad, chop them up, put it in a plastic bag or Tupperware and put it in the freezer, and then it's ready to make chili. Rather than having to use up a can of crushed tomatoes from the pantry, you can pull out those frozen fresh tomatoes and put that right in your chili. Whatever kind of vegetable or fruit you have extra of, just put it in the freezer and use it later. Next, think about switching phone providers. My husband and I used to be with the same phone provider before we got married, and then when we got married, we checked with our phone provider to see if they had a bundle deal. Now that we were a family, we wanted to combine our phone plan and try and save some money that way. And what they told us was basically that the best deal that they could give us was just transferring us over to the same billing account, but that there was no change in rate. And what we found in our search for better rates was that there were companies charging half the amount. And so we switched providers. So that's just something to check out, is that you may be able to cut your phone bill in half. In addition to that, think about checking around with different car insurance providers. You may be able to find a rate that's better than the one that you have right now. My husband and I both saved money when we combined our car insurance plans into a bundle. I switched over to the company my husband was using after we got married, and we combined our accounts, and we got a bundle deal for that and actually saved quite a bit of money from there. Of course, insurance rates really vary between a variety of factors. So it really helps to get quotes from different companies and see which company is the best fit for you. The next tip is to go easy on the makeup. When I was in college, I had a roommate who told me that she spent over $60 a month on makeup, and that was like 10 years ago. And so I can only imagine how easy it is to spend at least that much, if not more now that prices have gone up. That is a really big expense that could very easily be trimmed down. And so I have often found it helpful to just go really easy on the makeup. Most days I'm using just a tinted moisturizer and maybe mascara and blush if I'm gonna go out somewhere. While that might not be realistic for you, depending on the work environment that you work in, most of us could do with less makeup, or even just finding less expensive products to substitute for the expensive ones. Another tip is when you're buying home goods or clothes, try the thrift store first. I'm not saying that you can never buy a beautiful new blouse or outfit. I'm just saying I have found it helpful to try the thrift store first. If you're looking for, let's say, a little black dress or a flowered blouse, try the thrift store first, because a lot of times people buy clothes that they don't wear and it just sits in their closet. and they paid full price for it, and then all they do is donate it. And so sometimes you can find new items at the thrift store, or items that were only used a few times, because honestly, don't we all have that in our closet? Those items that we bought at the store, never wore, or wore once or twice and then haven't put back on. So often people will donate those things to the thrift store, and then we can purchase them at a reduced price. Now, it seems thrift stores have gotten more expensive over the years, and you have to really know what you're looking for when you go into a thrift store, and make sure that you know how much that item will cost you if you go buy it new at the store, so that you can recognize a good deal when you find it. And check for discount days at your local thrift store. Some thrift stores offer a day where everything is half off, so just check the thrift store, whether it's for books or clothes or toys for your kid. Often you can find really good deals on used items that are almost as good as new and that are just going to get used anyway. Now, this one's really fun. I have recently started cutting my husband's hair at home. My husband is in the military, and so we are moving frequently. Where we just moved to, the price of the barbershop is more than the last place. And so what we decided is to cut his hair at home. So we bought some $40 clippers with the different attachments for the different lengths of hair, and I started cutting his hair just based on YouTube videos that I've been watching. For a beginner, I can say that it's really not too bad to cut your husband's hair at home. Another helpful tip is meal prepping, so that you're not tempted to grab fast food if you don't have something ready to cook at home. I know how it is when you're busy all day and then you don't have anything ready to cook, and it's going to take an hour to make something where you have to chop the vegetables, chop the meat, and cook the rice and get everything ready. But if you have things ready in advance, such as all of your vegetables chopped, maybe you did it on a Sunday evening to get ready for the week, or a Saturday morning, whatever evening you have available to prep for your week, to chop your vegetables or put your fruit in a bowl, it's just going to make your days so much easier when you have that convenient food ready to go. Easier to avoid fast food or to avoid processed snacks like sugary granola bars. If you have that healthy food ready to go, it makes your day so much simpler. Another tip that I have found super helpful over the years is to only buy used vehicles. This is a big one because vehicles lose so much of their value as soon as you drive it off the lot. And so unless you're really wealthy and don't even need this budgeting video, then you're probably going to want to look for a used vehicle, and especially one, if you can, pay cash for it, because that's going to save you a bunch of money in interest over time. And I know that sounds unreasonable, but if you're budgeting already, you can be putting a little bit of money into savings every month, and then you have that savings there when you need it. When you need to make that purchase, it's so much better to buy it outright, because you end up paying so much more for that item over the length of your loan than you would if you would just pay cash for it. Here's one that may not apply to everyone, but it worked for me when I was a single woman. And what I found is that it was so much more affordable for me as a single woman to rent a room in someone's home rather than to pay full price for an apartment and utilities. Now, of course, that price is going to vary depending on what city and state you live in and your situation in general. And this might be with roommates, it might be with a family, it might be with someone you know from church. That person is trying to find extra income as well. And so it helps that person or that family, and it also helps you because you're saving money that you would be spending on an apartment. We're seeing these days that a lot of people are having trouble paying for an apartment on their own, and it really makes sense to share those costs with other people. Consider going to your local library. I often use my online library, and there are so many free ebooks and audiobooks available for download on there. I am often searching for new audiobooks and ebooks that I can download for free. And so that's a really good alternative to buying a book or buying a download of the book. You could possibly get it for free through your library. And even if you still have a DVD player, rather than renting on Amazon, consider checking your local library for DVDs that they might still have in stock. Ladies, I hope this was helpful and encouraging. If you did find this video helpful, please like and subscribe and click the notification bell so that you never miss the next episode. God bless you.